Welcome back to another Montreal Canadiens weekly recap with the hockey coach, Joe Coach Franchise, directly for the beautiful country of Thailand. And we have a co-host sit somewhere downtown in Toronto. We don't know exactly where, but he is back again every time, every Sunday, Wednesday. Mr. Enartap, welcome back in the house.
Hey, Coach. Hello, Hockey Nation. Great to be here again on a Sunday night.
Absolutely
Well,
right.
at least for me.
November 19, 2023. This is the game of the
Yeah.
year and the CFL. I don't watch CFL, Mr. Natal, but my TV is on to watching the Montreal
It's
Alouette losing
big game, big
17-14
game.
against the Winnipeg Bombers at the beginning of the fourth quarter. That's what we got so far, Mr. Natal. And this is not the reason we are
Yeah.
late, ladies and gentlemen. The reason we are late, I did my review weekend for Mr. Nartap about the cheese. So this is the reason. I don't think it's a good excuse, a bad excuse, but we did it, and then that's the
Oh,
reason we are late. So it's not Mr. Nartap was late, ladies and gentlemen. It's not him. It's all on me about that one over there. But
that's
it was a
okay. It was a
great
good
weekend.
story. It was a good story, though. I enjoyed it.
And we have a few people knock the door on the great Sunday night. Everybody is ready to hear about the Montreal Canadiens, the weekly recap. First of all, notre ami Claude Richard, back in the house, Mr. Nartap from Ottawa, is with us tonight. Here we go, Mr. Nartap. We have
Welcome, Todd.
the train come very hard, white on that one over there. Whatever I do, Mr. Nartap, it does not work.
That's okay. We
It's
welcome Rich.
confusing sometimes, but we're going to fix this very well. I know now what I need to do. So there's a good news about that one over there. See, a little bit harder, but give us a little bit more 30 seconds. And we're going to fix this very well, Mr. Tap. Every time I
It'll
click
be
on
done.
that,
It'll be done.
yeah, I don't know why. Sometimes it give me some problem. Here we go, Mr. Tap. Look
There
better
you
now,
go.
right?
Your
Oh,
ticker tape.
Mr. Tap, we don't do
Whoa.
anything with this is. I consider them saying not only at the cheeseburger, but at the Hockey Nation Night Show. Super chat. Notre ami Réjean. Super chat, Mr. Nartap, from notre ami Réjean, directly from British Columbia.
Hype, 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 Réjean.
Thanks so much, notre ami Réjean. Toujours a pleasure to have him to give us some super chat. Here we go. We're going to get him here, right there. Réjean Foulé, you're doing well. Mr. Alan Vanco, Mr. Tap, is back in the house tonight. Mr. Adam Vanco with Irene Vanco in the motherland. Both three of them are coming from, of course, from Kentucky.
Welcome, sir.
Right there. This is in the 5-0 and the bowling. We call this in the 5-0. That's a new term, maybe, for Mr. Alan Vanco.
I think it is. I never heard that one before.
That's what he should think about, Mr. Inarta. He should imagine Jake Allen at the end of the line and right there. So I need to find exactly what you do 5-0 every time with the ball, and he shoot that ball and the 5-0 hit the middle and then another strike. That's maybe going increasing his average per game.
Maybe.
Who knows? Who
Maybe
knows?
it's better to imagine Jack Campbell there instead of Jake
Oh,
Allen.
we can go with Jack Campbell too. That's another one, of course. But I was thinking about he likes Montreal Canadiens, so I was thinking that way. But you're absolutely right. I think Campbell could be that way over there. Montreal Canadiens and Montreal Alouette guys now are at the line. The 30, Mr. Nartap, just returning the
Beautiful.
ball. So, Mr. Roy Strout from Bangkok, Mr. Nartap, is with us tonight. Welcome back, Roy. Notre ami, our friend
Roy.
from Utah, Mr. Top, moderator de Hockey Nation Live Show, loved the Los Angeles game, been with us for over 4 years. Mr. Kings 20, back in the house. Thanks so much. I appreciate
Welcome,
that. And of course, Mr. Top, RJ, delivery every night, continents
Hey.
with all the update. A couple of things happening today, Mr. Top. Toronto won today for 3 in overtime. Goal of William Nylander.
Yes.
And then we had the Columbus Blue Jacket, not looking good over there, lost 5-2 on the Flyers. Mr. Tap, this is maybe the biggest surprise in football, in hockey right now. It's the Flyers. Like, they play
Wow.
solid hockey. It was not my expectation,
They-
Mr. Tap. It was at the bottom with Montreal and Columbus.
Yeah, I mean, I thought that initially the predictions for Columbus were a little bit too optimistic. It's not looking good there right now. I think today, if I'm not mistaken, they even sat Laney
Yeah,
for the game. He didn't play, so they've got to figure this out because otherwise they're going to find themselves at the bottom. And Goudreau's not having the greatest of years as well. So these things, a couple of things go wrong, and all of a sudden it changes your whole prospect for the year, right?
yeah, absolutely. The flip side, Mr. Natap, this is the style the team but Totoro likes to have, the Flyers, like who they are right
Yeah,
now.
yeah,
This is a blue collar team right now. They take off a couple of but big head, or the player does not want to like Totoro. Like I'm talking about Tony D'Angelo, the star defenseman,
Seven,
Provorov or Pronorov,
Provorov. Yeah, yeah,
right? I now left the building over there. They sent GVR, Kevin Hayes, and they focus a little bit more on the younger players. And then you have Cam Atkinson come back. You have Sean Couturier
yeah.
come back. A little bit better performance as front players. And then Mr. Nartap, touchdown, Alouette, take the lead, Mr.
Woo!
Nartap, 2017 before the kick for one extra point.
Go
Wow,
Owls, go!
this is rare. What I heard, Mr.
Mac.
Top, at the fourth quarter, usually Winnipeg, he's already won all the game at that moment. So this is a
Well,
pressure they never
definitely.
face at adverse stage on the year. We'll see if that what can accomplish that. But great performance
Yeah,
so
they
far. That
still.
what still 11 minutes to go remaining on the fourth quarter.
It'll be a great story if they can pull it off because, yeah, definitely Winnipeg was the favorite going into the game. They beat them twice in the regular season, but it all means nothing. It's down to one game and now one quarter. That's it.
Yeah, exactly about that one over there. The Pittsburgh beat the Vegas Golden Knight. Vegas starting to have some kind of trouble the last couple of games. Whatever they beat the Montreal Canadiens 6-5. They lost again the Capitals. They got shut down. It's on the beginning of the week by the Capitals, if I can recall it. I could be wrong, but I think they lost 4-0.
Yeah,
And tonight
yeah.
they lost again Pittsburgh 3-0.
3-0. Yeah,
Buffalo,
yeah.
Chicago 2-2, Mr. Top. St. Louis beat Anaheim right now 2-0. Anaheim is the next team of the Montreal Canadiens going to play the next game. Roger Collette is back with us. Mr. Roger, now new subscriber for a couple of weeks now, is come here every single time. Mr. Top, really, really great to have a person
Welcome.
like him in the chat.
Always, always great to have everybody.
Yep, you're absolutely right, Roger, about tough week for the tough week, coach. Yes, they are. Luciano Graziano, Mr. Top, knocked the door. Another a big fan of the Hockey Nation show. Great helper with the moderator. We always appreciate Mr. Luciano. We talk about Regent with the super chat. Thanks so much, Regent. Notre ami Gary Cournoyer talk about people pop up every night. This is another one. Every time he pop up for over 1 year now with us, the Roadrunner. Mr. Gary Cournoyer. Thanks so much, Gary, to be
Gary.
with us tonight. Merci beaucoup, Régent, encore une fois. Pierre Martin, Mr. Nartap is with us tonight. Pierre, thanks to be with us. Following by Patrick Leblanc is with us
Welcome, Pierre.
tonight. Thanks so much to be with
Patrick.
us on that one there. He talked about the CFL having some budget for the halftime show. About that one. I've missed it. And talking about the trio of the Thailand, Mr. Natap, Maurice Robillard back in the house tonight. Maurice, after a trip at
Welcome,
Samui.
Maurice.
Samui, great location, Mr. Natap. Small
Oh,
island,
well.
but it's all about the spa
Lots of.
resort and the water over there. You can walk the island one day, easy, from the north to the south,
Oh,
but beautiful place to live. I thought to live there at some point, but I feel I would be boring after a couple of weeks to find.
no.
But yes, it's a tourist. It's really a tourist. People go there for 1 to 3 days, some treat, and then they get out after that. That's happening with him, with Maurice.
Yeah.
Mr. Sharks back in the house, Mr. Nartap. We didn't see Sharks on the weekend. He's going to be at the game again, the Colorado Avalanche
Welcome.
tomorrow. Sharks, I have a great time at the Brimstone Arena. Touchdown, Patrick. Here we go. Randy Walkman is in the house, ladies and gentlemen.
Hey,
Doing well.
Randy. Welcome.
Randy is doing well, of course, with his Calgary and the Toronto Maple Leaf. A lot of action on that one. Now we have a big return for the Winnipeg Bombers, the kick, anyhow. Zev Lecave talk about his Alouettes. Patrick Leblanc talk about his Alouettes. Jake McEnway is in the house, Mr. Tap. The Blues take the lead 3-0, by the way. about this. I put money on the Zalouette 1.4 time. Hopefully, you're going to get it, Mr.
Yeah.
Patrick Leblanc. Good luck. Jake McKenway, I mentioned to you. He is in the house tonight. Then we have a couple of people talk each other, most of the people, so that's great to hear that. My place is you're in the coach quitter. You're absolutely right. This is another location on the east side of the Pattaya. Very small town. It's not a lot of big population, but it's good water. The beach is not too bad. It's not tourist a lot, but it's cheaper. It's already cheap here, but it's cheaper, and but they have the same service. I mean, like the massage and everything like that. The food. It's just smaller. It's just like I don't know. Talking about leaving Montreal, then you go to Rouyn-Noranda example, right? It's small. It's not the same. So, but great location to go. My friend Rick from Melbourne, Florida, he is leaving now, and you are in a couple of great good cheese. If you talk
Oh,
about,
really?
yeah. Buffalo
Okay.
leaving. Buffalo take the lead, Mr. Up 3-2 from RG. About this, too bad the CHL is not catching on. It's better avec NFL for Pierre Martin. About that, anyhow, Mr. Top, we go through everybody like we do at the beginning of the show. We talk about the subject of the night. It's getting ugly, Mr. Nartap, in November. 270 for Montreal Canadiens. We're going to do the ad weekly recap. We're going to see what happens on the week for the Montreal Canadiens. If you follow me, guys, today I make my first French quiz, but it's a hockey quiz logo. It's going to be every Sunday. Watch this video. It's not a lot. It's about 3-minute video, 10 questions. You have to find the logo. It's very quick, and you have to figure out and then
And
give us your
hard.
result at the end. I go from 5 to 10 minutes on top because at 5 was really too fast. It was maybe 1 minute, so I tried to go a little bit more at 10. It's not going to be all the logo, but the first couple of quiz will be in logo. We're going to change in with choice, with multiple choice, everything like that. So I don't know if you did it, Mr. Top. If you did, I would love to hear
I did.
your score.
I did. I found it tough. I got 5 out of 10, but
5 out of 10.
it was tough. Yeah, not good. Not good.
I was expect more, a little bit more from you. I'm glad to hear that. Mr.
Yeah,
Top, I got
I should
five.
have done better.
I would like to hear from you people in the chat. If you did it, give us your score. I'm going to share it with everybody. And don't forget, guys, the big night of the year for the Hockey Nation. It's Thursday night at the Thanksgiving. This is the HNLS Turkey Awards. Senator Tab will give you a little bit, I was testing you and I will ask you about who are the winner of the first 2 years of the HNLS on the players and
Well,
on the
last
team.
we had in the 2 years we had Petrie the
Yep,
first year,
yep.
and last year was KK.
Kokenemi, he was the team, he was the player for last year. So who's going to be number three? Will be interesting to see that. You remember the team?
Um, the team. Sorry, which team? Like
Because we do
what
a
team
team, I
they?
believe, and we do also a players.
Oh, I don't remember the
The
team.
more
No,
disappointed
just the.
players, a team about that one over there. And we do that every year with the players. So Kokenemi and Petri look like it's always been the ex-Montreal Canadian. Mr. Top. Can we go with Jonathan Drouin? Mike Hoffman will be interesting to see that. Maybe
Oh, has to
Petri
be
can do
somebody
it
on the
again.
team
Petri
right
not looking
now.
good. He's not looking good over there.
Let's pick on Gallagher. Pick on
Here
Gallagher
we
this
go. I
year.
agree with you about this. Peter said, my daughter is an ardent open talent loving her vacation. I'm sure Pierre Martin and the weather, Mr. Tap, is getting perfectly great right now. We're getting
That's
on the
great
dry
to
season.
hear.
We're getting now the 26th, the morning, the day, a little bit fresh the night, a little bit cold. But we're getting there. We're getting there. GSM is in the house. He's impressed by the Pittsburgh Penguins 3-0. Luciano talk
Me
about this.
too.
Mr. Willie Snyder got three of them. Very challenged about that one. Willie Snyder. But I'm laughing and saying that part because of Willie with three, but you with five. But I thought it was easy, in my opinion. So,
No, I didn't find it easy.
because next week I was thinking to go on the team and the KHL or on the but maybe I will
Oh
see in North
my, no,
America one more time. Now you have team is an attack I cannot use, or sometimes I cannot use the primary logo because it will set example the Charlotte Checkers in the logo, right? So I try to get a logo
right,
with
right.
name on it. Does it make sense? Like,
No
you know what I
hint.
mean? Like
Yeah.
if I
Yeah.
see
Yeah. Yeah. Of
the
course.
Rimouski, Oceanic Rimouski, you see the Oceanic, you're going to make the 67 was maybe the easy one, with maybe the Barry Coles.
Yeah.
For me, it was the too easy
The
for
Barry
that one.
Colts. Yeah. Yeah.
But the other, a couple of things was like the one with the Storm. It was a tough one, I'm pretty sure. The World Pack, you need a little bit more the World, and the Stockton Heat in California.
Yeah.
That
I didn't
is
get that
another
one.
one over there. But maybe we'll see North America next Sunday, guys. So don't forget this every week. So we're going to get that there for you. Um, we'll see if it works on the internet. It will take maybe a couple of weeks, a month before that. Patrick Leblanc
Oh,
with Patrick
Anaheim
Lenny et Johnny
scored.
Goudreau. Stand up, sorry.
Anaheim just scored. So 3-1.
3-1 over there. Here we go.
McTavish.
Yeah, I'm nervous, Mr. Tap.
Great
I'm maybe
year.
losing
Great
my
year.
first game on my fantasy tonight.
Yeah. Well, I run into a brick wall, but I don't know. We got to get reoriented.
I'm
Sometimes
about
it's just the
five
luck of the week.
point. I was before the goal happening before the last two game. I was 5 point in the front, but I had no player. He still have four players play, and
Yeah.
it's because of Leon Tresado. If Tresado do his normal game yesterday with
Oh,
two
yeah.
point, three
Yeah.
point, I'm done for the rest. I'm fine. And I plead chicken this week, Mr. Tap. This is I
No
cannot
go.
plead chicken.
No
I
goalies.
remove goaltender just in case, like
Yeah.
Grobauer play Colorado, I believe. Oh, the
Yeah.
Vancouver
Yeah.
Canucks, and I said I don't want to lose, so I'm going to remove him. And then one goalie for the Carolina, I remove, and I got burned twice. So if I lose, it's all in my hands. And the Bombers just score, missing a tap, touchdown, obviously.
The- oh boy. Okay, that's okay. We're coming back. Don't
Oh
worry.
yeah, we're going to get there about that. So anyhow, Mr. Tap, 25 minutes, we are behind everything here. We're going to talk about what we're going to talk about. This is the first thing we talk at the beginning, Mr. Tap. We talk about what we do.
Our headliners
The
of the
headline.
day.
Here we go, Mr. Tap. You remember that one. And the first one of the night is going to be with Mr. Tap. And I want to know exactly what you want to talk about because I tried to figure out everything. Pick a line, Mr. Tap. I put you on the I-95. And I said maybe he can go north or south. But we'll see.
Oh well, well, yeah. I mean, this was meant more as a general comment, and I really was looking at the fact that sometimes as a fan base we tend to look at things from a different perspective, and it seems that a lot of times we tend to pick on the team for reasons that we shouldn't. And I know that things can always go wrong, and they don't always go as expected, and everybody has an opinion, and everybody's opinion is valid, especially if you back it up. But my point here was that if you look at the beginning of the season, um, the complaint was that we were playing too well and that we were going to take ourselves out of a perhaps a top 10 pick, or more specifically, a top five pick, which would bring our progression of the team, our rebuilding process, a little bit behind schedule. Uh, and now that they're pretty much in that position or getting there very slowly after a tough week, uh, now we're getting a lot of complaints that, hey, you know what? It doesn't matter that we're in the bottom five. It seems like we can't pick the right player anyways, or we don't win the lottery. And even when we win the lottery, we're picking the wrong guy. So, I mean, I think a lot of it has to do with just patience. I don't think any coach, any player enters the game with the intention, hey, let's lose and try to get a high pick, because first of all, it's not guaranteed. Number one, number two, you're rooting on for somebody to come into the organization that will perhaps take your job away if you're the one that's on the line. So you avoid that kind of stuff. You go out there and everybody's a competitor, especially at the professional level. They want to win. They want to show that they can up their contract next time it comes up for renegotiation. So these are things that I think we have to take out of our mind, that there's this type of purposely or organically tanking. Management might think of it sometimes a little bit differently, but I don't think the coach or the players is ever in that kind of situation. So, again, my headline was just more related towards let's be positive about the experience that we're going through. I know it's not a pleasant road to take right now because it's a rebuilding mode. There are reasons why things are happening the way they are, but it will get better. And again, I keep coming back to this. It's about patience, and we really have to work towards seeing that to its culmination. And even then, I'll end it off with just saying, even then, nothing is guaranteed. At the end of the day, 31 out of 32 teams will not win the cup. And to get to that position, it's very, very tough. Um, and, we just want to see development and improvement from year to year.
Yep, so right. Great point. Great statement about the Montreal Canadiens. When you talk about the fans, I'm thinking about, a roller coaster, right? Like the team.
Oh,
One day they
absolutely.
love him, then the next day they don't love him. And we have to be sure we stay on the piece and on the race of the journey, where it's about development, progression, and preparation with that. And that's, I think, that's what the key as a Montreal Canadian fans. And it's going to be like this for the rest of the year, Mr. Top. I know at the beginning we're all excited about the beginning of the season. Everybody expect a lot of great things for different players, for us, the team, everything like that. And again, not because I'm right, because I'm many, many times wrong. But I'm a little bit. I was a little bit more realistic overall when you look about the team. But we'll talk a little bit more about that. We want to welcome back Mr. Abination is in the house tonight. Abination, hopefully doing well. Always a
Yeah,
pleasure having you aboard. RDP from Newfoundland, Mr. Tap, knocked the door with us,
welcome.
and we appreciate that everybody to be with us.
Habination he's kicking my butt in the fantasy pool this week.
Really,
Tough week, tough week.
best to the worst. I know you see the picture of the Cole Caulfield, but it's not only Cole Caulfield. I'm going to talk about Cole
No,
Caulfield the next couple of minutes, but tomorrow too. But I want to talk about most of the team. When I said that, Mr. Tap, remember again, Vegas last like couple of weeks ago, and Vegas, Montreal lost 3-2 and shootout. And then again, because this week they struggle a lot. Like there was a very bad game, 6-5. It was excited, but at the end of the day, it's like you and many of others said it was not like a great game for Montreal. They beat the Boston Bruins last Saturday, right? But they scored 3-2. And overtime, a goal of Caden Cooley. And then last night, this is maybe one of the worst game, in my opinion, under Martin St. Louis. And this is one of the worst game for the Montreal Canadiens since many, many um, month or game since they all played together as a new team or rebuilding team. It was not really fun to watch. It was really a team struggle. So this is the reason I sent my airline guy best to the worst. And tonight, Mr. Natab, for the first time, um, I'm doing something I never do here. I'm going to bring, first of all, I do a coaching style. I bring you guys. But tonight, Mr. Natab, we're going to show a different area, Montreal struggle, and Boston are amazing. And then I'm going to make two video under, over and under, above and below. And you're going to see the both play at the same time. And we're going to wrestle with one at the time for two teams, Montreal Canadiens. You're going to understand sometime how the coaching staff, the video coach, and behind the scenes. So I showed to you today. I never did that before. I didn't go deep about the example, but when I'm going to talk about this, I'm going to give the example why they are performing Mr. Tap. So that would be one subject we have to talk about this for the Montreal Canadiens on the great Sunday night of the weekly recap. After the headline, Mr. Tap, we go about the review of the week. And the review of the week for Montreal Canadiens this week, guys, 0-3-0. This is the first time, Mr. Tap, on 6 week, Montreal have a 0 point. They've been 1 point. They've been 1 win, 2 win, everything like that. But this is the worst of the year for the Montreal Canadiens. Goal for 8 in 3 games. It's 2.8 approximately. Goal again, guy 13. This is over 4 goals per week per game. The power play for the first time they are like blank 0-9 on 3 games. Usually they score I think it was 12 and 15 game. And the PK struggle right now. They are 5 and 15 during that week. That gave them an approximately 66%. And then Montreal dropped to 6 at the 7 at the Atlantic Division, and they dropped from 19 to 24 Mr. Tap at the standing in NHL overall. This is the review of the week about this. GSM is in the house, by the way. I want to welcome Mr. GSM. KLS,
Welcome.
Mr. Tap, knocked the door, by the way. Thanks so much about this. Before we move on the recap game for the Montreal Boston, Mr. Tap, we're going to see what we got here in the chat. We have a couple of people mention a couple of comments here, so I want to see what we got. Here, great run by Stenback. He got injured. This is a football, but we are at least 2 years from being a contender. Slab is improving, but wait until he get the 2012 rate will be the beast. About that one. Fifth overall, eighth overall for the best prospect and the defenseman have need it forward. Patrick is agree with Zeb, Mr. Tap. Patrick talk about football. That's all good. No problem. You can consist like it. RG give us an update. Line combination is important because it's not every player is compatible to play with certain player ML. The only thing, Mr. Tap, maybe it was not the right time to change the line against the Boston Bruins. They could maybe wait for next week in California. But
Or
it's
yeah,
easy to talk
less
about this
tougher
after the
team.
fact, right? At what happening for sure. But that
Look, Coach, when you look at the three games this week, it started off with the Calgary game where they lost 2-1. I thought they deserved a better fate. They played actually a decent game. It was a close fought game, but they won most of the statistical categories. Then they followed that up with that 6-5 loss to Vegas that at the very least should have gone to overtime in my eyes, given the way they were playing. But I didn't like some of the things that I was seeing that particular evening. I know they scored 5 goals, and that's great. But the way they gave up opportunities, and then the defense just wasn't there, and the goaltending wasn't at the same level. Even though I don't blame Caden Primo, because I mean he made some fantastic saves earlier on in the game, and then this game, as you said, it seemed to get from, worst to worst to worst. The 5-2 loss to Boston. There's very, very few things that I took away from this game that were positive. There were a couple, but overall, not good at all. Not good.
what was said about this, I would conclude that way for one word for each month for each game. It's not that Max from the first game and discipline against Vegas. And then the third one, I would say to effort. I didn't see an effort as a team yesterday. I see a
Exactly.
team drop their arm down after the first goal very quickly, and they disappear as a group together. You write about this. You have positive stuff happening every game. I think the game Calgary, it was great to see that. Vegas, I've been honest with you, Islanen and Primo stepped up, stood out. I know Primo gave a bad goal, but you cannot blame him for everything.
Yeah.
But yesterday,
No,
guys,
no.
um, I know you're going to talk about this. For me, Uri Sakoski, you know,
Oh yeah.
he scored one goal, one assist. But overall, I think he was maybe the best player for the Montreal Canadiens. Again, the Boston Bruins, we don't have a lot to talk about. Again, the indiscipline did not help for sure. But at the end of the day, that's what happening. 150 Mr. Tap at the end of the game, Montreal 21 and Winnipeg 24. I would like to hear from you guys what you think about the Boston Bruins. I talk about team effort, about that one over there. Nothing was working, Mr. Tap. Is it Boston completely better to Montreal Canadiens? Is it Montreal is so behind about Boston Bruins? But yeah, something there did not pop up yesterday uh, for the Montreal Canadiens.
Well, it's one of those things. I think you have to shelve it because it's not that the team was that much better. They were yesterday, absolutely, but the last time they played, we saw a different outcome. Much better fought game by Montreal. They were engaged. They were, playing much better brand of defense as well. It's For me, it was like you said. I think you hit the nail on the head when you said there was absolutely zero effort in yesterday's game. Like I said, there were a couple players. I would agree that Sivkowski looked. I mean, he wasn't great, but he looked decent. Like you're seeing improvement in his game. He got a couple points. He blocked a couple shots, which was important. He seemed to win some of the battles he was going into the corners, and he was getting in front of the net whenever he did, and scoring that goal within that that range from the face-off circles in. Again, that's his forte. If he can get that shot going and his confidence is building, we're going to see a totally different player down the road. And the other guy that kind of stood out for me too, I think defensively, was Kovacevic again. To me, this guy right now, I know Goulie's doing well, but he's emerging as the unsung hero.
Obviously, have a bad
Uh,
game. This missing attack, a bad news. A sack. Again, the
no,
Alouette missing attack at 1 minute. This is maybe the
this is the game. Yeah,
possible there. 102 missing attack, 24-21. It's going to be second and town, second and maybe 20, maybe
third.
I don't know. It was at the half of the middle of the field before that snap, and we talk about 10 yards, 12, 13 yards possible, 12 yards for sure. So second and 22, Mr. Tap. This is going to be huge play. We're going to, if you don't mind, Mr. Tap, we're going to finish the game, the Alouette. A lot of
Yeah,
people
let's do
watching the
it.
game, but we don't do this a lot, honestly, at the Hockey Nation. And I won't tell you
What's it
what's
down
going
to?
on with the effect after the play. I'm not going to do a description play by play. The only thing I would say to you right now, everybody in the stadium, you and me, and everyone know Montreal are going to go for a pass. That's the play about this. Looking now at she simply with Pay Jet. The quarterback decided to run with the ball, cross the 50, coming now and get hit with that 3 yards to go, Mr. Natap, to get
Oh,
the first down on that one. 53 seconds to go. This is the snap of the year for the Montreal Canadiens. For the Montreal Canadiens, see, Mr. Natap. Les Alouettes,
and the
les
Winnipeg
oiseaux,
Jets.
Mr. Natap, in French, on les appelle les oiseaux. Uh, I could be wrong, Mr. Natap. I don't know too much about football. It was a good decision from the quarterback. Is it Fajardo? I believe this last name.
They'll do it. They'll do it. They'll do it. Don't worry.
He
Have
more like
confidence.
a chef, Mr. Natap, his last name.
Your mind's on cheese, eh, Coach?
We go. We have the snap right now. He look at his left, pass the ball. Well, first down, Mr. Natap at the line of 18. At 25 yards pass with 32 seconds to go, Mr. Natap. The Alouette knock at the door. What a great pass from the quarterback. All the way, a great catch. I don't know who he did it, Mr. Natap. The only, I think, is number 17. So, Spear or Spire or
Sp-
Spacer.
uh, Spiker,
There
Spiker.
we go. It's more like a Chris Spire, Mr. Tap, from the
No.
Montreal Expos. Anyway, we are at the line of 20, Mr. Tap. We are at the red zone. And we'll see if the Alouette can take advantage of that. And the quarterback go backwards, pass the puck, and the touch.
Smelling
We have a
overtime.
touchdown! Touchdown, the Alouette! He take the lead! 27-24. The Alouette did it at 11 seconds. How possible to be the winner of the Coupe Grey? And wow, what amazing great pass. What a great back of the Alouette. The Winnipeg are stunned by the performance of the Alouette right now. The people in the fans right now, they don't know what's going on. They cannot believe it. And this is number 6, Mr. Top did the touchdown. They keep the ball for sure, so I'm not going to give that ball. And they are right there, Mr. Nata, with 11 seconds to go.
11 seconds. They just got to play it right.
Wow.
Play deep. Allow nothing to go deep. Give them the yard up front. A field goal
Amazing
does them no
performance,
good.
guys. Again, we know we talk about Montreal Canadiens, but why not to talk about this Alouette? And now the kicker, Côté, maybe is going to go for one extra point. This is the important kicker of the year. The goal right there in the middle, Mr. Latap, and they are lead by 4 points with
Four.
13 seconds to go. They need a minimum a touchdown, the Winnipeg Jets, to get that. It's not over until it's over. but it's looking
It's
good.
true. I told Dan Asham, I said, watch out, the Als would come up big,
I would
and
be
they have so
curious is
far.
if the Cavs is going to be at the parade in Montreal downtown, Mr. Tap.
At least we're going to have a parade, hopefully, in Montreal. That's all.
Wow. When's the last time the Alouette won the Mirror Cup?
Oh, it's been a
Beginning of
while.
2000?
Yeah, yeah, they won in the 2000s for
With
sure. I
Anthony
can't remember the
Cavallo
year.
or whatever his last quarterback?
Yes, yes, I believe so. Yeah,
I cannot remember.
Anthony
Man, Mr. Tap. I don't know
Carvalho.
too much about that one over there. Uh, I don't know, but I would celebrate, but I would be a little bit
Somebody
concerned about
knows.
that. It's not over until it's over. But what a great performance at the end. This is a Hollywood story. Like you said, Mr. Natap, earlier, it would be great if the Montreal win because this is going to be an Hollywood story. And coach, franchise struggle with, owners, GM, coaches the last many years, like the last 10 years, 13 years, I believe this was the first time Montreal went to the playoff. And the key now is going to be for the kick. I'm on top. I'm still at line the 30. It's not over yet. 13 seconds to go remaining. Gary Conley said
Eight
2010. Randy said 2017. So I'm not sure about that.
2017. Yeah, I think they, I think they may have won in 2017, but
And now the
definitely
kick all the
2010.
way, Mr. Tap at the line, the 20. He pick up the ball, cross the 30, 35. It's coming to 40. He get kick. He get a hit at stop at 42, Mr. Tap. And they are at 58 yards for winning the game with 8 seconds to go, Mr. Tap. We're going to see, I'm sure, a long stretch pass. I don't know if they're going to maybe with a pass on the line or
Play
from
D.
on the outside to get maybe a 3 4 second. Then after that to get a bit more closer for the long pass. But this is going to be interesting. I think that would be the strategy if I was a coach in football. Bring about 10 yards, 15 yards a
Yeah,
pass with 3 seconds to go, and then I have a better chance for the bomb. He's going right there. What I said, Mr. Tap. He crossed the 50, the center line. So is it 55 line? It's 55 yards in football.
it's over. It's over.
And
Congratulations to the Alouettes.
Mr. Tap, um, the coach follow exactly my strategy.
Hey, there you go. You see, there's the reason why
I
you're the
maybe have a
coach.
career as a coach in football, Mr. Tap. Now I have a
Forget the hockey.
offensive coordinator, assistant, Mr. Tap. Who knows about that? We have now 4 seconds, Mr. Tap. One behind about everyone.
It's over, coach.
It's over. But it's over for me. Now he passed the puck in the middle. In the middle, he kicked the ball, Mr. Tap. What the heck is that? He kicked the ball. He can kick the ball.
Yeah, you can do that. Sure, of course.
What kind is it? The football it is, Mr. Tap. Kick the ball.
It's a strategy of how to come up with 50 yards
I don't get it,
in one
Mr.
action.
Tap. How can you kick the ball after you get the catch the pass? Like, I never see that. Anyway, Mr. Tap, the Alouette are the winner of the cup. Wow. Unbelievable. The coach shake his head, walking around Mr.
Congratulations.
Tap. Now you have some celebration on the eye on the field. And congratulations to Montreal Alouette, Mr. Tap. And I apologize, guys, but it's not happened a lot. I think that was the right way to do it together in the last couple of minutes and to celebrate that for the Alouette. And you can see the coaches are happy about that. So,
Absolutely. They put together two excellent games in the playoffs. I mean, three if you include the very first game against the Tiger Cats, but the game against the Argos and now the Blue Bombers, wonderful. They deserve it. Way to go.
here we go. A few people going to that. And Alouette, Grey Cup champions. Glad to hear that. Everybody in the chat. At least you go. Franco Yakano is in the house. I kicked the ball at football. I don't know, Mr. Franco. I never see this in my life. Why they kick the ball that way? But it looked like it is, Mr. Franco. So we're not going to go deeper about the rules. But Lemon won with Richards. And many at what Mr. Tap. Anyhow, Mr. Tap, we talk about the game, about this one over
Oh, we're
there.
talking about hockey. Yes.
Back at the reality about this one, then Jake McKenwie, congratulate Abination. Here we go, guys. Well done, RJ. Talk about now the NFL, the Viking 10, Denver 9. Match will build this team right. Match.
Right on,
Is it the
Franco.
GM or is it the coach?
Yeah,
The GM?
Jim. Jim,
GM.
yeah.
Awesome about that one. Anyway, I don't know where I finished with the preview, the recap game of Montreal Canadiens, Mr. Tap, and the Boston Bruins.
I think we hit on key facts there. We talked about Slavkovsky. I mentioned also Kovacevic yesterday. I thought he played a very good game, and he's getting better and better every game he plays out there. Um, I mean, Caulfield. Caulfield to me, I don't know. I don't know if it's because of the line change, coach, because he wasn't scoring much 5-on-5 prior to that, but he just doesn't seem quite right to me. So I don't know if maybe the shoulder's still giving him a bit of a problem or not. I think it's something that they need to really look into a little bit closer.
Yep.
Just to give you a bit of perspective, because a lot of people I hear they were saying, well, Caulfield can only score if he's playing 3-on-3 and is on the power play, and that nothing could be further from the truth. Like last year, through 45 or 46 games that he played, he had 19 of his goals were on even strength goals, 5-on-5. So he's definitely capable. It's just a matter of time, and hopefully it isn't because of the injury, because that would set him back quite a bit if that were the case. So we'll wait and see what happens. The last thing I'll throw in there, Harris did not look great yesterday. For a guy that's been sitting and waiting to get his opportunity to come back in, he didn't make a good case for himself. But it's one game only. Let's see if he can recuperate from that.
Shaky Allen for sure. Yesterday, I know you have some tips. People blame like
Yeah,
Harris on the tip, but what it was at the tip like a 30 feet from the goalie, and the puck is low. This is a
yeah,
problem for me. It's not like a tip where the puck drop, right? Like you expect the puck here, and then like we here, whatever, and then you go down.
yeah.
That's hard for any goalie in NHL. But the tip of our
That's
wrist
it.
was not like a big, and then one goalie was completely on his left when the puck come to the right. It's not like you said, Jake Allen performance. I would like to be a little bit more the indiscipline again for the Montreal Canadiens, the last two games at least, and then
Yeah,
one of them is Kenan Coley need to be a little bit more, a little bit more better on those kind of penalty for that one. There, Montreal did not play without Jacky yesterday. People were said Boston take advantage of that. I'll be honest with you, I'll be disagree with
no,
that one there.
no,
I don't want to blame Jacky. Jacky brings something we don't have when he's not there. I completely agree with that part over there. That's not because the defenseman Montreal was worse at Jacky or at Jacky we not to be maybe something. But I would say one thing about that is for me is like Jacky, he bring like his toughness inside of that, and any team when I'll play against Montreal Canadiens, in the last 7 games at least, maybe 10 now, they use a forecheck 2 against Montreal Canadiens. Whatever, if you are big or small team, they do that against Montreal Canadiens. So they want to the defenseman react quicker, and they create pressure. And when you are rookie, Mr. Top, when you have it's pressure, you want to get the puck quicker, and sometimes you make a mistake with those passes because you have too much pressure on you all the time, and you have the face and the windows because the pressure of the opponent team. There's something Montreal Canadiens, I believe they have to change or to correct if they have a better year this year, because since that, the Montreal struggle, obviously, on defensive zone. And this is happening for that one over there. Mr. Antal, we're going to consider here with a couple information here. I think what one the great. Thanks so much, Mr. 111, about this one over there. Gary is back in the house. Mr. Gary Regent comments. Pierre Carl Belledo brought of the Honor Grey Cup winning team. About this, Luc Laforcine is in the house. Thanks so much. I appreciate that. Luc to be with us tonight. Mr. Bob, hey coach, first of all, congratulations to the Alouette of the winning Grey Cup. What are your thoughts on the current state of the NHL refereeing should have to face the media after the game? Great question, by the way, by Bob. And I would like you to answer the first semester of that, and then I will be back with you after that.
Yeah, Bob. You know what? I haven't been 100% pleased with the refereeing this year, to be totally honest with you. But I do understand that a lot of the refs are very young. That through retirement, a lot of our veteran referees did retire over the last couple years. So there's that influx of new refs, and they got to build their way up to the top, obviously. But it's just that I'm getting inconsistencies in what they call and what they don't call. The other night I was watching a late game. I don't know if it was the Anaheim and Florida game, and there was or maybe a different one. I can't recall, but there was a perfect instance. The puck went in the net, and you can see they were debating whether the goalie stopped it just in time before it crossed the line, and you can see from the replay that it was definitely a goal, and they took over, I think, 7 8 minutes. Now that's not all their fault because the video footage it comes from goes to Toronto, and then the result comes back from there. But they messed up that call. A lot of the offsides sometimes, the calls that they miss on boarding a lot of times are questionable. Goaltender interference. Uh, it's tough. I know it's not an easy job, but they really they should have, and they do meet. I mean, this I applaud them for. They do meet weekly to sort of go over the week's games, and they review it. Obviously, it's not known to us what they're talking about, but uh, it would be to sort of review the week and where calls were missed and what they can do to improve the situation. Uh, but there is a lot of room for improvement, especially when you have nowadays two refs out there. I think that there should be a lot more collaborating and making sure that they make the right call.
Yeah, absolutely about that for sure. If you review, example, the offside by the team, right? They review the offside,
Yeah,
they allow the game. If we have a decision for the puck out, right? If the puck go out of the play and they don't know if he was touching the stick of the opponent players, they are not sure. Now they talk each other, and maybe they take a bad decision. I think it's happening again Montreal this week, I believe, and he could give a 5 versus 3, and he did not do that. They decide it was touch the stick. He never did it. I feel at some
yeah,
point they should have someone watch the game up over there, and like you have a goal and they don't give the goal, they going to hear the horn to say, "Hey, we have a goal." At the end of the play, does that make sense?
yeah, yeah,
Same thing with that situation. You know what they should do? They could call right away upstairs. Say, look, do you see on the replay if he touched the puck or not? That's it. If you review everything, that situation, it go be reviewing by a referee upstairs over there. Same situation with a hit from behind or a referee from the upstairs see a play they are missing, and if really it was a bad penalty, they should call it. They should call that. I think it would be better if you try to minimize the mistake or the error. Secondly, for Bob, that's question. Honestly, if you have a media made after the game, it would be only on the question 90% on the same situation. Why you did not get that call over there? Why you did not get that one there? Why you did not see this? Whatever it is, it would not be the purpose would not be good in my opinion. I think what they should do maybe one time per week, a Monday morning, whatever it is, or Tuesday, they have someone from the league department of the safety and of the referee representing the referee have a press conference and they can talk about something happening during the weeks. Why they gave a 4 game suspension? Why this happening on that one? Why we don't go those out? I think there'll be a little bit more. But every game, I don't see this the purpose behind that. I would not. What kind of question the people can ask them about the fact, hey, why do you not get that 2 minutes for a 4 minute?
yeah. It's difficult to do it on that basis. Like I
It's
said,
a
it's not an
judgment.
easy job. It's not an easy job because the game has gotten to be so fast that everything is pretty much making sure you're in the right position at the right time to make a certain call. And that's why, bringing in the instant replay was not a bad idea. But I think that they have to have timers on those things. Like I told you the other night, the Florida Anaheim game, to decide that goal was over 5 minutes. Like you kill the momentum, you kill the flow of the game, and then you make the wrong call on top of that. It you can't do that. I think technology will come along, in the very near future to alleviate some of those things, like the offsides. I think that technology can take care of that aspect, with putting in a chip in the puck, maybe that detects that kind of stuff as soon as it crosses the blue line, or the player does, anyways. But other things are a little bit more random, and you have to live by the decision that they make.
Yep, c'est right. About that, Mr. Nata, we have N. Rabinoff knock the door, followed by notre ami Gary. Gary is with us tonight. I'll let people talk about a little bit of football. Mr. 111 is with us tonight. Thanks so much. We have a question from Gary. Can you explain what would get by trading carry price, cap space, and draft, or I'm missing something?
Well, they got some cap space now by putting them on the LTIR, so that aspect doesn't really change. I think what happens is, if they were to able to trade, it's kind of like the Weber situation, right? If they're able to trade his contract to a team that has, a cap space, then you take that off your books for the remaining. I think he still has, if I'm not mistaken, I think he still has 3 years left on his contract outside of this year. So that gives you more flexibility in terms of, going after players in the free agency market, or bringing in players during the course of the year through trades. Um, yeah, I think that's the bulk of it. Like that's the real thing you gain. But I don't know. I don't see his contract being traded. To be honest with you.
He carried a $10.5 million with 2 more
Yeah.
years extra, Mr. Notap, after this year.
Okay.
So 2 more years for that
Okay.
one over there. Now, what it will be the benefit for Montreal? But first of all, they don't want it to be sure they can cover him. This year they did it. They put his contract inside of the beginning of the season before the season start, so that they can play with the money after and when you go on the long
That,
term. But it's not easy. He took Whiteman, he took Devorak, and maybe one player had to go Laval. I think it was Jacky, to put Price on the under the salary cap at the beginning of the season. So logistically, it's very hard to have a contract like Carey Price, Mr. Tap, and that's the reason if they trade him, they open up now. Easy, whatever happening at the beginning of the season, they can be under the salary cap. That's what you try to do. Be close to the salary cap the most you
as
can be.
close as possible.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so that's a good thing. What he can get a return, don't expect too much. It's more about open up more the better benefit to have no contract carry price. That's it about that. Now, Montreal was lucky to get that enough in return for Weber. It's not happened a lot. It's because the Vegas want to have you have too much money. It could happen in the future. Maybe they can send Price to a specific team, and they have like less than Kane could be at some point as a team they could get carry price. I want the last year of his contract because they are tied to the contract and they have no movement, and they to have carry price to open up at $10 million on the salary cap after that, and that will give them more flexibility during the beginning during the season to get carry price. Does it make sense? Or the second option is the team that are under the minimum salary cap at 61.5 or 63.5, and that's you need that to reach the $10 million. A team like Chicago example could get carry price for the last contract. I wouldn't be surprised if that he get trade during the last year of his contract.
Yeah, I mean, if a situation like that comes up, of course, it's a business before anything else. You'd hate to see it happen because he's been a Canadian since he got drafted, and A lot of our stories center around him and what he's brought to the city. Unfortunately, we didn't see a cup with him, but we came very close. 3 or 4 years ago when we put that final run on, and I still think back, Coach. Where would we be today if Carey Price was healthy? You know,
Well, it's
uh,
another trajectory. We never know, uh, because he could be a trend racer after his injuries. Decision to
yeah,
was made to offer him a contract, and then they took some kind of decision on the draft pick because they thought Carey Price was going to play until 38, 39, 40 years old. But this is a good sign, Mr. Tap, to always be careful when a goaltender reach the 30 years old, the 32 years old.
yeah,
I did a search. I make a video a couple of months ago where the goaltender after 30 years old, on the after 30 years old until 35 years old, 4 of the 5 years the number is decreasing on the goal again average and on the save percentage. 90% of them. Of course, you have always an exception, Mr. Tap. I understand that.
of
That's
course,
normal.
yeah,
But I'm talking about the most of the goaltender after 30, 31, 32 years old, they're going down, down, down. They so always be careful. So if you don't have an exception goaltender, Mr. Tap, you talk about, like, example, I'll give you Max Strom, just an example. He got his peak of his performance at 27, 28 years old. And Montembeau now is getting better at 27, 28. But the gap to be great for maybe 4 or 5 years, and that's all. That's pretty much this. So it's a lot of energy, it's a lot of time to develop a goaltender for a few years gap in career in NHL versus a very talented goaltender you can get. You can become lucky and you can get that goalie for 10 years and more. And, I'm talking about Zorokin, Alibag, Price, and those kind of
yeah,
goaltender.
yeah.
And they are difficult to find now in NHL. They are not easy anymore like they was before. It is what it is. You have to be lucky sometimes. And a goaltender like that, Mr. Tab, change the trajectory of the future with that team. So hopefully that will answer to your question, Gary, about that one over there. Before we move on to the next one, a few people knocked the door. What can and Rabinov, what can the AB to do to help Martin Saint-Louis to construct a team structure that play as a five-man unit? I believe he need help on this record, or he would like to see the AB add an assistant coach.
Yeah, it's something that eventually will get addressed. I don't think that they're going to run out and get a player or two just to address that at this stage. I think that they have faith in the way they've drafted and the players that hopefully will be coming up the pipeline eventually that will address that naturally, so that things will get better that way. But I still maintain that it's more their indiscipline that has gotten them into trouble. It's not that they can't play 5-on-5 or they can't score when it's 5-on-5. I don't think it's a problem. Like we looked at the power play and that kind of regulated itself, to the point that now we're sort of in the middle of the pack in the NHL with our power play. So those are things that will come with time. But what you can't consistently do on a nightly basis is put yourself in a position where you're always behind the eight ball. You're either having to catch up because you gave up a power play goal or two, and that's what happened yesterday with Boston. The game really came down to, even though Montreal played horribly, it really came down to the two power play goals, and we didn't score any, and then the game was decided with that. So. I think those are things that will be corrected down the road, but right now, don't panic with it. Like you just have to find the right combinations, and eventually that'll take care of it.
First of all, this is a great question, by the way. This is a good question from N. Rabinov, a good answer from you. I will go that direction for me. N. Rabinov, every time a team are on the way to rebuilding Mission Attack, right? They let go the veterans, they bring more young players. But young players make more mistake. They are not learning. They
True.
are not at the level like a veteran players, and it takes time to teaching them to learn about the quality of the hockey skill in the NHL. So a lack of the skill come with a young rookie player you have in your team. Put this together. You try to teaching them, but because you are young and you are not yet at the level you will expect them to be when you're going to be at the prime at 24, 25, 26 years old. But that's what happening for the concept of any coach in NHL. It's not Martin Saint Louis. Of course, you can become better, a little bit better. But it's just for me the age of the team as a team, and one is a rebuilding. They struggle not because they don't know how to play hockey. It's just like they need to learn the new concept, the system, and to evaluate, to progress as a team together. This is the reason I believe, Mr. On Top. That's the reason you can see it's fun area. They have a lack of the performance example. And then one night you can have your 5 versus 5 do great at the beginning of the year. Then after that, you got a performance on the power play, and then your PK perform. Then whoop, they're losing that game tonight, and then the next game it's a roller coaster. It's come with the experience in the NHL, Mr. Nata. Yeah, anything else, in my opinion, yes, maybe an assistant coach could help me. It's always have a better voice, another person with skill knows it a little bit more. It's always good to hear about that. But for me, I would not blame Martin Saint Louis overall about that because he has a young
Oh,
team under his hands at that moment. The thing I would say to you, Mr. Tap, is uh, it takes time to learn play hockey in a show. You have no
the right way.
secrets about that.
The
You have
right way.
anything else. So for me, that's what my two reasons about Martin Saint Louis. It's not an excuse. It's just what I feel for Martin Saint Louis right now, Mr. Tap.
Yeah, yeah, totally.
Bob, talk about if you recall the Calgary Montreal, Gary get a call a penalty by the referee out at the center ice. Yet the referee is standing at 10 feet from Gary, make a no call. Great point, Bob. I ref before, and I will tell you that. Now, I have to see the replay, Mr. Natap. I did not see him. You have a golden angle in hockey for referee. So the golden angle is what you see in front of you, what you see on your side of you from the blue line, the middle, and from the referee ear. So it's a golden angle. Where I would say to you, Mr. Bob, I don't want to give an excuse. Possible the referee it was set is two skate between the goal line between is two skate. I'm not sure. I don't see it. You want to cheat the golden angle, the referee sometimes have to be inside the goal line and the board to see what's going on the side. If he sit on the goal line, Mr. Tap, the net does not show him what's going on. This is the reason you have two referee. The guy in the back see better that angle on the other side, and the guy in front maybe he cannot see the play very well, and he expect the guy in the back do this. It's a unit working together. Again, Bob, I don't make an excuse for the referee, but I just want to give you another perspective of this happening about how the concept work between referee, the front and the back. They don't tell them at the beginning, I call this or you call that. They just want to see something, they call it, and they work together. Unfortunately, it's on top of the youth level. Uh, Referee are jealous, and you say, "Hey, this is my territory. I should call it. Don't call it." It's, or you have 10 years older experience than me, and now the older take advantage of the youngest. It's but an NHL doesn't work that way. They work as a team together, Mr. Tyler. I just want to sharing that about
As
that
they should.
situation.
Yeah,
Yes,
as they should, right? They should be
exactly about that.
working.
You try to minimize, like you said earlier, Mr. Natap, the mistake by the referee by consistency. Another thing I would say to you, Mr. Natap, I did mention the end split in Montreal is maybe one of the biggest reasons happening right now for the
Yeah,
Montreal in
yeah.
the beginning of the season. Game after game, player make a lot of mistake about this. Anita Taylor, Mr. Natap, is in the house. Thanks so much about that one over
Welcome,
there.
Anita.
Thanks to be with us tonight. Good idea, Coach Abination. Nicolas de Gobibano back in the house. Nicolas, after a trip, I believe, at Ketsino, I believe. I
Way
could
to
not.
go.
Ottawa. Région Ottawa, M. Antap. Roger Delaney knocked the door, M. Antap. Following by Léon Renault is in the house tonight. team, Montreal Canadiens, the team called them soft after the game. I don't think so. I think it was more a team effort about that one there. They talk about Hamilton Stadium. I don't know what it's about. I apologize. You guys keep up your great works at talking. So get notre ami François Pitt, Mr. Top, is at the house tonight.
Francois, welcome.
Welcome back, Mr. François. Try to pick up everything here. GSM, the referee ran decide a lot of game. Adevianco, do you still give Anderson 18 minutes per game, Mr. Natap?
Do you still give
Do you give
Anderson?
Josh Anderson 18 minutes?
Anderson's been the biggest dilemma so far this year, right? I mean, right now he's snake bitten. I'm sure, like once this guy puts in the first one and that monkey's off his back, like he's a very streaky scorer. He will put in 3 or 4 in a row. After that, what I would say personally, I don't understand why he's still on the first power play line. I know that they don't want totally deflate him, but it's not working. Like, let's get somebody else on that first power play unit that will have a more positive effect on the power play. And why not try Slavkovsky on there? I'm liking what I'm seeing with his play, and if he starts to put some points up on the board, that's going to build his confidence even more. With Anderson, he plays differently with different players. I don't think it's a lack of effort necessarily. It's just right now he's really snake bitten. Nothing is going his way.
Great point about that. Now, I would say to you, Santa, I would say, yes, I agree with the question, Alan. I would drop the minute. Why? Because now the pressure is coming now. He become the first forward with 0 goal in NHL with the most TOI. You can feel the pressure.
On
It's
the first
coming
line.
more game after game. 10, 12, 13. It's not too bad. 15, 16, 17,
Mm.
18, you're going to get maybe 20. Now it's getting a big, a lot of biggest pressure. And now you carry on this every time. I'll be surprised. I can't wait to see Mr. Tap if Josh Anderson score. What would be the reaction of himself and the reaction of his teammate? And I know a lot of the pressure will be down after that. It would be like that would be
It'll
good
be
for
a
him.
huge.
But
It'll
for
be
me
a
right
huge
now, he need
monkey off
to.
his
You
back.
have two things I would say to you, Mr. Tap. He need to drop him them on the third line, and then of course get game up on the first power play unit number one, but get him on the unit number two. And this I'm talking about the mindset
Yes,
here,
yes,
because if you
yes.
remove him completely or you now cut him for everything, you're going to lose the players because now you have a
Yeah,
pressure. Now he was going to thinking bad about himself. His bad performance affect the team, and he's going to be really now on the bad spot. But if you remove him on the unit number one, you keep him on unit number two, at least he will understand and say, look, okay, I got it over there. Second line, third line, third play, Mr. On top does not change. The players to said, I'm, you know, it's a bad thing for me. At the end of the day, the Montreal, the way they play the three line, it's not, and it's almost balanced and with the two eye. So it's not going to concern him. But unit number one, I will not remove him completely of everything. He still do things at the details of the game is pretty good overall. He's just cannot put a puck in the net. Unfortunately, this is the case. So hopefully, I give you another example about what the coaching need to be a little bit concerned, all the kind of stuff, because right now he's very fragile, Josh Anderson. Mentally, right now is really fragile, and everyone want him to score goal. Himself, he want to. He knows what's going on. I mean, he's a smart person, so he knows right now the pressure is on him, and the lack of the performance right now affect the team at the end, honestly, for the outcome of each game at this moment.
yeah. No, absolutely. It's all about confidence. I mean, he can put together, if not 20, very close to 20 goals a year on a consistent basis. So it's an anomaly that he can't do it this year so far. But I think, like we said, as long as soon as he gets that first goal, it'll be a huge lift off his
Yeah.
back, and you're going to see a different player, I'm sure.
Absolutely about that. Montreal concern, Mr. Nathan. I'm going to go through different things for concern about the Montreal Canadiens. I want to have your answer about that. Montreal right now in November, guys, 2-7-0. I still remember Alain Vigneault said at the beginning of November it's going to be a hard month for the Montreal Canadiens. 2-14, Mr. Nathan, on the power play. This is the first time of the year the power play struggle. They have before that. The last four game, Montreal was about approximately 12 and 15 a goal, at least a goal on power play. And the 6-18, this is a PK, guys. He struggled right now for the Montreal Canadiens. And my question to you guys is the PK situation for the Montreal Canadiens. I did something I did never do. I'm going to go there, Mr. Tap, and I want to hear from you after that. And for the chat, I will be back up a little bit behind, but I think it's the time to show a couple of things about the PK. First of all, guys, we're going to have two videos right now here, play at the same time. You can watching up and down. At the top is Montreal Canadiens, and at bottom is the Boston Bruins. They are play right now at the same time. I know you eyes going to be up and down if you say what's going on right now. But Mr. Tap, let's watching the Boston Bruins at the bottom of the screen, if you don't mind. What's the how the Boston Bruins are active? When I said that, they adjust the 1-2-2 and they're chasing the guy to the wall. This Montreal Canadiens right now, and they're chasing the guy, go behind the net, pressure from one side to another, pressure to other side, and this happening. So what you see of Boston Bruins is called an active PK. They're chasing the guy with the puck. Now, what's the Montreal Canadiens guys here? How they don't chase anyone. They let the gap control. Look, the player are holding. Can see about 10, 15 feet. Guys, the guy can pass the puck. This is Vegas right now. Control the puck. And Jack Eagles going to show the puck right away there. But can you see the difference between Mr. Natap, between Boston and the Montreal Canadiens? We're going to stop at some point here. When the puck go up over there. Right there. See the difference between the Montreal Canadiens and the player Boston Bruins. And you can see the difference between the Montreal Canadiens on the top between Jack Eichel. Let's move on for the guy get a puck on the wall by Madison, I believe. Get a Boston Bruins is going to go straight to him. And this is the reason why Montreal struggled. And this is the reason Boston Bruins guys are number one on PK and 91.82 before the game against Montreal Canadiens. Let's move on for the next one over there for the Montreal Canadiens. Look the gap right here. You can see the gap, guys, for this time, I believe it's Calgary power play. And the Montreal play a 1-1, Mr. Top. This is a new system in hockey. Very well. The problem is they gave too much time and movement to the opponent team.
Yes.
Look about this one. They
And
don't
look at
attack.
the lanes.
They just waiting. They just put the stick there, the line, but they all give the chance to the guy to make a move over there. Now they go to the goal line. Remember the Boston go behind the net? And look at Montreal. Let the guy moving the puck behind the net. This is a problem. Let's finish it with the Boston Bruins right now at the bottom. Look, the Boston Bruins, what they're going to react over there. Again, they're chasing the puck on the top, go back on the left side, and returning the puck all the way back behind the net. Look behind the net. Pressure one, pressure two. Look, Montreal Canadiens on the top is on top. They're still in the front at the goal line. This is the reason Montreal Canadiens, they're struggling right now on the PK. And the reason I shoot this to you guys is because this is what you do, coaches, assistant coach. You see them behind the bench during the game, they do anything. They're just watching the game. They maybe get some tips to Martin Saint-Louis during the game a bit, during the period. But their job is during the practice and video all the time. And this is where you have to work on it, and that's why you have to teaching that. But hopefully this going to show to you a team at 91.2 and a team at 65-73 right now, Montreal Canadiens overall. The 20% is on top. When earlier people ask Martin Saint-Louis concept or Martin Saint-Louis need help or Martin Saint-Louis. But I think if myself, I can do it. Sit in Thailand right now, Mr. Tap, with no knowledge about hockey, right? I don't understand why the Montreal Canadiens cannot realize after that, wait a minute, how we can improve the PK. So I would like to hear your 2 cents about that.
I totally agree, Coach. I couldn't agree more. The situation here, and we saw it perfectly with those two clips you showed. Being aggressive on the penalty kill is what you need to be doing. If you allow the NHL, is, especially the power play unit, they are the cream of the crop in terms of players that they're putting on there. You give them an inch, and they will hurt you some way, whether it's through a shot or a good great pass. And that's what they're doing. They're giving them time to think. If you saw the way they were playing against Calgary, there were at least in a 1-2-1, there were at least two or three open lanes that you can make passes to. Whereas if you attack the puck right away and anticipate where that puck's going to be next, it's the next man either to his left or right. There's no way the puck is going to go at the opposite weak side of the ice. And that's how you get more block shots. That's how you get opportunities to counter attack and score a shorthanded goal. I don't think it's a personnel problem. I think it's more just them not being aggressive enough, and that's got to be put at the hands of the coaching, I'm afraid.
Yeah, it's just a learning process, right? The player need to learn, but you have to be teach the right way, properly the right way, and just a lack of the maybe to understand what to do. Now they move from box last year to 1-1. A lot of teams use that new system now. It's a diamond side, a diamond situation, and but again, they do it. Boston does the same thing. Carolina does the same thing. I know Carolina struggled, but it's always been a good team on the PK. And that's what you need to learn about that, how they can readjust game after game. Now they have new personnel of the players for the Montreal on the PK. Josh Anderson was there before. Joel Armia was there before. Now they have RHP over there. They add Islander. They gave some role, specific role now at the bottom of the lineup to play more minutes. By the end of the day, it takes time. But I think right now you have two expression hockey to be active or to be uh, not active and passive. Here we go. And passive is that's what Montreal is right now. So they gave a cap control to the opponent team. They gave space and they only expect a shot and then they try to play the rebound. That's not good at the end of the day. They have to be more active and to push the other opponent team to make more quicker move, a better way, and protect your
Absolutely.
flanker.
Absolutely.
So
Yeah,
that's a good one
absolutely.
about that one over there. Jason talk about maybe Martin Saint-Louis or been overrated. And I think for me, you cannot
No, I
judge
don't think
Martin
so.
Saint-Louis until he has a good team under his hands. That's simple. Yeah, you cannot give him a team a play. He's not going to make the playoff and said the coach is not good or he is bad. He's good or he's bad because he have no right now a good team yet. When he's going to be ready in 2 years, that's why you're going to see if
And
Martin Louis is categorized as a good coach or a bad coach. Until then,
And
it's all about progression.
when there's pressure to make the playoffs, like when they're good enough to be in that kind of position,
Yeah.
and you see how he handles game situations and structures, that's when you can judge him. Right now, you can only judge him on development and what he's doing with the players, and so far, he's succeeding at that, in my eyes, anyways.
Patrick Leblanc said, I want to talk about this because I think you have a good point here. Not all players are that not exceptional. Although Cooley, Caulfield, and Sarkozy, we are pretty much see everybody else ceiling. I'm concerned with this key leadership, my friend. But now I will set to that list you have right now. I will set to you Kirby Doc. I think you need to add that list over there. I think that would be a good link.
Yeah,
We don't know yet, Patrick, the the ceiling of Lane Hudson, Logan Mayu, David Rebacker, right? We don't know yet the ceiling of Alex Newhook, 22 years old. We don't know yet what he could become in NHL, right? Joshua Roy, we don't know yet what he could be for the Montreal Canadiens. Owen Beck, we don't know yet what he could be. That's another one forward. Do I miss someone else a forward? I don't know.
yeah,
My point
Mastar.
behind that is, Patrick, what I try to explain to you, yes, I don't think so. We have exceptional elite players. I don't think so. We have a special like a Bedar or something like that. But I think we
Yeah,
have a lot
yeah,
of good. We have a few good hockey players in NHL. Kenan Coley, like you said to you, I just mentioned the list of the players right there. Now, the fact right there for the leadership and Nick Ski, I would not be too much worried about that. Nick Ski carry on you 68 points, 72 points. He's going to give you, I believe me, he's going to be an 80 point in NHL for
Oh
sure.
yeah, yeah, I
And
believe it.
and when the team rebuilding, Patrick, yeah, nothing you can blame the goalie, the captain Ski right now. You cannot blame Martin Saint Louis because it's a team rebuilding at the end. The question for Nick Ski is it a, a center number one or is it a good center number two? That is the question we ask about that. Is it Kubita could be in front of him or is it Niski could be in front of Kubita? Until you don't get, Mr. Tap, two top six players in the NHL, it's hard to evaluate or to mention who is going to be good in the next 2, 3 years. That's for me about the situation. I don't know if you want to add something, Ed. You want to add something else.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to say that some of those players were seeing their ceiling because it hasn't been an extensive period of time that we've witnessed them playing, and we witnessed them playing with a team that's in flux, right? Like they're totally changing from year to year. We're getting rid of certain players, bringing in new players. Injuries are happening. They're changing, the role that they're playing and teammates that they're playing with. So yes, I would agree that we don't have that super elite player yet. Um, but I mean, it's hard to win if you don't have that guy. I'll give you that, at least to win the cup. But you can definitely be very, very, very competitive in the NHL if you've built a rich team that's deep and has that talent as well. So I would disagree that we don't have the talent yet. It's just a matter of seeing how things sort of fall out. And I agree. I think Suzuki eventually will be one of the best second line centermen in the league.
Talking about Suzuki, Mr. Tap, Patrick said to you, there's a fantasy world. I will certainly trade Nick Ski for William Nylander, Mr. Tap, at no time. My question to you, which team win the trade?
In a fantasy, well, Nylander's going to get you all the points, right? If you're
Not
looking
a
at the
fantasy world.
fantasy,
He would just make a trade Nylander for Suzuki. He will make that trade right away. What do you do?
well, the way Nylander's playing this year is unreal, right? Not only is he performing, he's in the conversation for the Hart Trophy at this stage. I know it's early, but he seems to be, on a different level altogether now. Whether it's because of his contract situation and him playing to the best of his ability, that remains to be seen. But if it were today, I would say Nylander, of course. Down the
That,
road, it might be a different story.
I will say to you, Mr. Tap, that way Toronto win at the end. Because now Nylander will cost you 11, $12 million.
Yeah,
They cannot afford him, right? And once Justin Rivers will be out, now you have the perfect chair for Nick Suzuki. Second
yeah,
center, play behind Austin Matthews, play not against the best team in the NHL, and that will stabilize the effect. Now, Toronto will have to do to find another winger score 30, 40 goals. But I think that for the matchup of the chair, he fit. Montreal with Nylander, yes, but who's going to play with? Nylander, successful. He's successful right now, Mr. Tap. We forget one name behind him, beside him, John Tavares. John Tavares feed
Tavares. Yeah,
and bring him at that level right now. It reminds me sometimes Sidney Crosby did for Jake Wenzel, from Chris Konitz, did for Pascal Dubuis. Those kind of players like this make people better around them. And now when Nylander play at his max best right now. But I will not. I will be careful about if I trade Nick Suzuki, who I'm going to have as second center. You don't try to patch a hole and to open up open up another hole, Mr. Tap, uh, on where they are Montreal Canadiens right now. You try to patch up the hole, and don't want to open up another one. Does it make sense?
Yeah, I mean, for the Leafs, it would make total sense because they already have their number one center, right? So this enriches your team tenfold. For Montreal, I mean, what's one of the hardest things to find, and it's that big, solid, dynamic, two-way playing centerman. Like we've been searching ever since Bergevin was our GM. That was the number one thing he was searching year in and year out, and he never did find it.
Yeah, absolutely about that. Well, Ren Kirkman on top knocked the door. Thanks so much to be with us tonight. Today there are no penalty. Why don't the ref tell the other that there are no penalty? I don't know if you talk about after the game. I don't think it will be appropriate for that. Anyhow, 30 to 5 today. Getting old, Mr. Happy birthday, Mr. Rand Kirk.
Hey,
Congratulations for
Brian.
your birthday today. Not, Francois Pitt Anderson is unlucky, but he still contributes. GSM at the back referee did not have a better view on the Gallagher penalty versus Vegas. Why the referee gave Vegas a weak penalty a few seconds later because they knew they would make a mistake. He have a better view all the way, GSM. All the way. He is on the same side of the play, right? Whatever you 80 feet, 85 feet, you have better view compared to another referee on the other side. You have nothing to hide you. Now, is a good call a bad call? That's not judge. I'm talking about the view of the play. That's what I'm talking about. You have a decision. You have your own opinion. Said is a good call, bad call. I don't say is a good call, bad call. I just give you the example of what the view you see on the eyes about that. Detroit, François Anderson should be out of the power play for François Pitt. Ren, as long you never can stand, you are young. Go as go GSM. Another. Nicolas, go Alouette, go. Sebastian Tank, Gary Cap. Mr. Jerry, back and out. Brendan Gallagher and Jake Evan need to go for Jerry about that. Offers keep for Nylander about this. Keep Anderson on is get the biggest case of the blue ever. It was a score, and it will be celebrate more ever about this one. We have a 3-1 score right now. Anderson is a big body. Why does not he park himself in front of the net? Just wait for the rebound to get on his stick.
It's not
Because
that
that
easy.
now yes, I understand that in Rabinov in Atap. I'm sorry if I cut you. The reason behind that, Mr. Atap, when you are in front of that, you have to play at the goal line. At the goal line, you
Yeah,
need a good pass the puck. You have a guy have a good vision. You have to anticipate the play. You have to read the play. And all those Williams and Atap, Anderson is as good
yeah, yeah,
at the end.
exactly.
So that's the reason, and
Like
Atap
you
is
look
not
at
there. They play,
you look
but
at somebody you look at somebody like Van Riemsdyk. You know, he's been around a long, long time, and he's very effective on the power play when he parks himself in front of the net because he anticipates very well. It's
yeah,
like in basketball. You know, Rodman when he played for the Chicago Bulls, he was one of the best rebounders in the league, and to this day even. Because he knew where to position himself, he knew how to box people out, and in this case here, you have to be able to be good with your stick to deflect pucks that come in that direction. You have to be able to get in a good position in front of the defenseman, or know when to drop back when the puck goes to the bumper person, so that it opens you up for that quick 2 or 3 seconds. And he doesn't excel in that, and that's the problem. That's why it would be good to see somebody else in that position.
yeah, I'm sorry about this one there. Let's see, Mr. Antap, Cole Caulfield. It was maybe my next thing about this. We'll talk more about Cole Caulfield tonight, I believe. But here's what Cole Caulfield is right now, Mr. Antap. He had 68 shots and 18 game, 3.6, 3.7 per game right now. On the net, by the way. It's not like missing the net, it's on the net. He shot on the goal, Mr. Antap percentage at 7.4. It dropped from 16.5 to 7.4. That's the reason why
Yeah, not
is the
surprising.
biggest problem there. Now, the concern about that, everybody talk about one goal, 5 versus 5. People talk about his injury at the shoulder. Like when you have those kind of stuff like that, you assume and you maybe think about this one over there. One thing nobody talk me on top, and I don't know. I don't have no proof. I don't want to said. It's like you. A lot of people said his injury bother him. Me, I'm concerned about how much muscle mass he had on his body. I don't know it's a factor. I don't know
But
it will bother him. I don't know he skate heavier, but is it a possible because he get a 10 pounds more and he add more muscle mass on his body affect his shooting? I have no clue. But this is another thing he did during the summer, Mr. Natal. You try to figure out what he did. He did not. And he take off of his situation. Here, Mr. Natal, Mr. Cole Caulfield here in action. This is the power play for Montreal Canadiens, right? You talk about the funny net right there. It's Josh Anderson, by the way. Now, one Caulfield is going to set up the shot over there. The problem is this part over there. When I said to you, Mr. Natal, you need to be smart and speed the play. Right now, check Josh Anderson. All right. Anderson
he took
watching
himself right
Madison right
out
now,
of the
right?
play.
Right? Anderson watching
Yeah,
Madison right now. He's right there in front of the goalie. You see the head of the goalie right now, the arm, he
yeah,
pushing Anderson. This is a great play. You know right now, Caulfield, what he does with his stick. He won the puck, right? The puck is moving right here. What happening right there? Caulfield's going to shot, but look Anderson, what he did. The goalie is moving to the puck, but Anderson stay there. He did not follow the puck to Caulfield. Now,
yeah. He's supposed to follow the play of
exactly.
the
Now what
flow.
happening was
Yeah,
sometimes the goalie, nobody screen him. Easy save on that one over there. And that's one reason why the Montreal Canadiens power play and they have to be there. On that one over there. Now it's money on guys in front of the net. It's not Anderson. Anderson now play the bumper. Ski is moving. You see the line between the defenseman, like Nashville, and the number 47 was Washington. You have to move on now, Mr. Tap. Caulfield, he read the play, but a little bit late. Now he's going down. He knows Ski's coming there. But I don't like how Caulfield is going to shoot the puck. He's going to put his body on the left side and he shoot the puck on the right side. Look, his skating, Mr. Natap, are straight to the board.
yeah. He's off
His
balance.
shoulder is too low right there. And he have no power because now his front body is go straight to the wall. And now he tried to go on the side, shoot the puck. And now he go over. The
Yeah, he was
detail of
off
that, Mr.
balance.
Nartab, is the point right now here is you have to see the review with the video, explain to him and teaching him. This is a process of rebuilding. I just want to share with you again two video about Caulfield. Um, it's just happening right now. So I don't know if you want to add something before we move on.
No, that was a good example of how he was way off balance as well when he took that shot. He wasn't squared up to the direction in which he wanted to shoot. I understand you know, it's a very quick play, and you have to react quickly. But still, you got to get your body in position so that when you receive that puck, you're going to get a good shot away. And that wasn't happening in any of those instances. With regards to Anderson, I think we've hit on the key things there. You know, you can't be afraid to play in front of the net. And to me, that's what it looked like. He saw that Caulfield was winding up for a shot. He kind of turned his body out of the way and gave full vision to the goaltender. And the goaltender, 99% of the cases, is not going to is going to make a save there because they're expecting it. You know, he's got to
Anticipate,
get in
right?
front of that, anticipate exactly.
Exactly. Great point here by GSM. I don't want to put GSM down on that one there, but I like his comments. Honestly, I like we try to explain different things about hockey. Hopefully, we can reach your level with what you expect. He said, compare the talent of the players on both team. That's the trend now. The system they all play. I'll be honest with you, it had nothing to do with the talent, GSM on that level. Why we set an example, right? You have a choice right now to play aggressive or to play passive. If you tell to RHP, chase the guy in front of you, don't let him a space, go on him straight. This is a system. This is a concept, GSM, and nothing to do with with Pinar. At least if Pinar can escape. So it's I understand when you have a talent wise, the better players, they have more chance to score a goal. And if they play for years together, mais sans tap, est-ce que chemistry go together? Like Kucherov,
Of
Stankos,
course.
Edmund, Killon, and Point, they play for years. I understand that. But that's not change. You cannot be better because not because of the talent, it's because the concept you want to apply to the players to have a better performance. And that's what my point on the GSM about that. I'll be disagree about what you said. I don't know if you want to add. I agree the skill play at some level as a individual player, but as a team, the concept have to be modified by the coach.
Yeah, if we're talking about the penalty kill here and just that right now, I would agree. I think it's you have to be aggressive, and that's something that it doesn't matter who's on there. You have to react and know how to react to the puck, right? The only part I would agree with GSM there is, I mean, obviously, if you have some players that have some speed and good anticipation, it does help to have that in conjunction with the anticipation and the attacking of the puck all the time, because it puts you in a better position to counter attack.
Yeah, absolutely right about this one over there. Patrick said overrate defensively is full talking about Zuski. I will remove him of the on the PK. Forgot we need to speed on the PK. It is not the Barak or Zuski about that for this one over there. Joe Manila, welcome in the house. Thanks so much. You talk about the Alouette for that one. Or go out only 4 points for the playoff spot, GSM. Talk about the Montreal of only 4 points about this one. Cody Falado, what a player from N. Rabinov. Bob, if you look at the ab depth and at our right winger, it's very obvious that that's the big weakness. Anderson, Arlenon, Armia are weak spot. Caulfield and Galley are doing okay. And the trade G would be for a reliable right wings. If you think about this, Bob, you're absolutely right about this. Now, one can use get a job, Mr. Tap. We have a problem as a center. We have a problem as the right defenseman,
Defense, yeah,
right? And then after that, we did, and we have a problem
and
as a top
goaltending.
six right winger. He picked up Doc, he get a new hook, but he get Doc was really the one over there. Now he draft Rebacker on the on the right side, and they trade for Byron at the same time. So
Right,
he fixed the old one at a time, Bob. Now, Bob is right. We have a problem at two other positions, right winger or the left winger if you want to go to Caulfield to switch the side. And then you add another a winger on the top six, come with Sakaski. And then you need a goaltender, Mr. Tap, at some point. So this is what you need to do for the next 2 years by trade by UFA. This is what you have to do. I think if you want to add something from Bob for that.
yeah, no, I was gonna add the fact that the goaltending was also an area of concern, and last year, they addressed it. They drafted three or maybe four with the Russian goaltender as well in the system. Fowler's looking very good so far. So hopefully that's something that pans out down the road. But it's going to take time before we see him anywhere near NHL level. But yeah, next will be either through draft or through developing prospects, or more likely through UFA. They'll address the wingers. I think that's of all the positions, that's probably the easiest to address.
Yeah, a lot of great comments following by Leon Renault, GSM, and Patrick Joe Manella. talk about this. Maurice talk about one Carfield is his key play on the second line. We will definitely be a select contender about this.
Yeah,
We are
yeah,
giving a crush by talking about a rebuilding team with all the ice time given to Ski. I do pretty much see a setting coach, 65.20 minutes per game in all critical. Now, Patrick, you have to be careful about that one over there. Is 65, 68 point. This is a great for a 22 years old in NHL, 23 years old. If you look about all the players get that run, that kind of number, they explode at 25, 26, at 24, 25 years old. If Suzuki go under 66 point, I would say to you, this is a problem. But if he can now to get 70 points, 75 points, he's on the same path like many other players have a good career in NHL. Not the exception I'm talking about the player a little bit under them at that level.
yeah,
And that's what you need. Ryan Hohenson is a great example. He get that point, then he dropped Ryan Hohenson. He did not get that level after that. But other players like Sebastian Aho, a little bit higher number, the point I believe was at 22 years old. But overall, if Zuski can get 35 point, 80 point, I think that's pretty good about that. They don't have more talent at this moment um, for to use other players, Patrick. That's the reason why they are right now. But if he can get that number, 75 points for the Montreal Canadiens, I think it will be fine right now for that. Not the draft, they don't know how to draft. I'll be disagree with you, Leon Renault, about that one. Give me a player you believe is better or they get better at that point on the top five in NHL. He played over 300 game NHL right now. Yeah, no one. Yeah, no one. So you cannot tell me right now, Leon, they did not pick the right players. You don't know. I don't know yet. No one of them reached 300 game. When they're going to reach 300 game, play at 24 years old, then you can consider if he was the right pick or not right pick. But remember, it's not about 18, 19 years old. It's when they reach the 23 years old, 24 years old. Secondly, what they contribute for the team, not on the individual players. This way to remember that one. If the Montreal Canadiens are getting better at in the 4 years now, 3 years, 4 years, and that player contribute on the success of the team, this is a good pick. You have only one player is going to be the best player draft in 2022. You have two over 200 pick in that selection at that draft. Only one is going to be the best. You have only one team on the 32 Minnesota are going to have to select the right players. So
yeah.
it's too early to consider the Montreal select bad or they select good. We have to wait 4 or 5 more years before we realize what was the selection of Rebecca Sakaski. After that, you cannot say anything. 20, 25, 30, 40, it's just lucky. It's too hard to select players about that. That's happening. Something are better, I would
It's
say to you,
difficult.
yes.
It's
The Dallas
difficult.
Star, the Carolina Hurricane, two excellent teams. But they have 28 of the 32 team that struggle on the draft. So for me, it's hard to judge a Mr. I don't know if you want to add
Yeah, I
something
mean,
there.
yeah, the draft is always a crapshoot, especially once you get through the first two or three top players. It's all based on the research that you've done, and that doesn't always translate to the NHL level. Like there's a lot of prospects that will do well even when they move to an AHL level, but then when they come to the NHL, they just can't put it all together, or at least their stats are nowhere near what people would have expected. So you have to have a bit of luck as well. Like if you can do this exercise every single year and take previous drafts and say let's look at how they were drafted, and if you had to redraft it today, knowing what you know, who would be selected number 1 to 10, or 1 to 32 if you want to go the entire first round, and invariably it'll be a different order all the time. I dare you to find me one draft year where you'll say, yeah, 1 to 32, this is exactly the way they were picked and the way they should have been picked. It's impossible. It's impossible.
Yeah, I'm sorry about this one there. And again, again, Patrick Leblanc expressed about Zuski. I don't say he's not wrong. I don't say Suzuki is the first line. Until right now, they don't have yet anybody could be in front of him. When you get someone, it could be by trade, it could be by UFA, it could be Kirby Doc, it could be someone in the organization, but I can understand that. Yes, maybe he's looking better as a second number two by the time we tell us, Mr. Tap. Because if you have center number two, Mr. Tap, with 65 points, that's a good team you have
Yeah. Yeah,
as number
absolutely.
two. Mr. A2, it still look quick and agile to me. It's just overthinking right now. Don't know if you talk about Caulfield or Mr. Inartap. Good night, Mr. Nicolas de Gobi-Bono. Caulfield is still creating opportunities. I'm not that concerned with him. Merci beaucoup, Joe. For that, Lucas Keles, Lucas Raymond put an about 12, 15 pound of muscle, could be impacting his shot, but I would say he's better going into the corner and he played the body better. I agree with you. He not have a bad year, by the way. He has 7 goals, I believe, Anderson.
Yeah, he's having a good year.
KLF. Anderson body is never in position to capitalize on scoring the goalie for A2. I think you guys are too hard on Josh Anderson, Randy Walkman. Anderson is the Regent Old version of the 2020. He never hit the net, always shot on the window about this one over there. Regent Old, Mr. Tap. Yeah, but coach, on the second pass, Caulfield received was not the best about this one there. On that pass, Maurice, it was good for him because he's not anticipate the play. Now, many times the pass is not good on Caulfield. I agree with you. Uh, on the skating, on behind him, I agree with you, Maurice. And many times it's happened on power play. But that play particular, he should read the play more. When he sees the ski come down and you see open up, anticipation, anticipation. The best scorer anticipate that one there. The best scorer put their body at the right position about that. One of them is on the top, Kyle Connors.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, the
Yeah.
man is a person on a mission this year.
Caulfield is a very good second line winger on the playoff team, like Husky is a second line players. They have been play on the first line expectation of the right and offer to both players. Mike Bossy always said that if I'm in the slum, I shoot 5 all, so I'm always hitting the net. It was good for Bossy. It should be good for Anderson. On that one, Anderson will break out his slum and have a 10 goal season. Uh, Browns are good, or they are not because of their talent as a team. And 15, 17 for the Vikings, Mr. Top. Now, only if we had the app could end 1 year like the Adwet. Yeah, the next 3 years, Martin should be just do the post game interview in her and assistant coach, Joe Manella. Welcome back. Leon Renault. Trade all the 3 goalies to Edmonton, Joe. How about this one? Joe is on fire tonight, Mr. Top.
Trade all
Come
three
on,
goalies.
use get Gordon to help you. About this one, great people, but not nothing. Cook Enemy did not even get the one of the game A2. About this, I don't know Cook Enemy on that one. We have to wait 5 years so we can set Rebecca is a good five defenseman. Mr. A2. Yeah, you have to want to compare point per minute Cook Enemy versus Suzuki. About this one. Byfield, Lafreniere on the fourth season, it just started to play at the first, second overall pick should play.
That's right.
Not a bad
Exactly.
comment there. This is what expect. Remember Tage Thompson. Remember Troy Terry. As example, many players take a little bit long time uh, over that one. Uh, for that one over there. Suzzle was picked third overall pick, but is a better que Lafreniere and Barfield, who picked first and second. That's the draft. That's a
There you
great
go.
example right
That's
there for
that's
that.
the whole issue.
Great point by Patrick about this one there. Caulfield Suzuki should switch wing on the power play. Caulfield received the puck high and the zone would be better. He has a better shot. I would be disagree with you about this one over there, GSM. You need opponent shooter on the flanker. Kurisharab play on the right side. Stankos play on the left side. because they use the
Ovechkin.
one timer and the blade are inside the ice, not outside the ice. So I will say to you, I hate Nick Ziski does the loop is coming down for the wrist shot, Mr. Tap. It's not good. Why? First of all, Montreal don't screen very well. That's the biggest reason. I don't like Anderson on the bumper. I always said they need to find a left winger on that side, and then you need to put Ziski on the top. Ziski on the bumper, Mr. On top. I feel like it would be a great spot for him on that situation for them. So would be interesting to get that one for that. Mr. On top, before we leave, we are almost at the end of the show. I want to go around. You are more concerned about the Montreal Canadiens. Um, we're going to talk about this a little bit tomorrow. Progression, regression tomorrow, Mr. Tap. The app rumor goalies, Mr. Tap. And 2 minutes. Give me the value of the goalies. If ever they trade Allen, Montembeau, Primo, I want to see from you which one of them are the highest value and what would be the return if they trade the rumor is again with the Edmonton Oilers.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at it right now, even Elliot Friedman said that Edmonton's obviously doing their due diligence and looking towards a goalie, and they're looking at a possibility of any one of the three that Montreal has. When you look at it, though, there's many problems that you need to take into the picture, right? Like, obviously, if you're Edmonton, you want an experienced goalie that's been there, has possibly won a cup like a Jake Allen has when he was with St. Louis, puts up good numbers, but his they can't fit him into the salary cap, and that's a big problem for them. It would take a much more intricate deal to allow that to go through. Um, you look at Montebo and you say, is it a good enough resume in terms of time to say he will continue to play in this way and continue to grow? We don't know that answer yet. We hope so if you're Montreal, and you hope so if you get him in a deal and you're Edmonton, but that doesn't guarantee it. They went with that hope when they picked up Jack Campbell, and look at how well that's done for them. And then you look at Caden Primo, and I mean, he doesn't have the NHL history yet to go either way. Now, a team that has patience and says, okay, I have a 5-6 year window, and I have confidence that somebody like Caden Primo will come along and will build on that, and hopefully by the fourth or fifth year, we'll be in a strong position to win the cup because he's going to be an excellent goaltender. That's the route to go. But Edmonton is not in that position, and they have to look at many factors, including how much money comes back the other way. Can they fit them under the cap? What's the best solution? Is it better than what they have? A lot of factors.
That's right. Jason talk about this key cross ice pass. The principal team know it and they take care caution chances coming for them. GSM, if you see Stanko's Ovechkin, 99.9 people in the building know they're going to get a pass and they're going to have one timer. Both of them know to put the puck in the net. They are elite scorer. So it's not just keep nose to Caulfield. Caulfield needs to find a way to put the puck in the net. Yes, you're right. Everybody knows. But Ovechkin, Stankos know it too. Everybody knows. The flanker cheating on the opponent team tried to block the shot. But he find a way to put the puck in the net. And this is the job of Cole Caulfield. He got his money right now to put the puck in the net. He did not put him to get assists. They did not put him to play on defensive zone. They want to be him to become a better hockey player. But his job is to put the puck in the net. And that's the reason I believe whatever we said, it's his key pass. It's Madison pass. We know he's going to be a one-timer. We know that. Now he have to find a puck and the little space on the top to make a goal on each time he have an opportunity about that one there. Thanks so much for the great discussion tonight, Coach. You're welcome. I appreciate that. Guy Lafleur. Guess love coffee mug about this one over there. Edmonton take care of the front defense first. But why don't Montreal give enough time to evaluate Montembeau? Make no sense for Patrick Leblanc about this one then. And
I
Mr.
think
talking
they
about
are.
the Patrick Leblanc and Mr. Tom, we want to finish with two things. We'll talk about Luc Lafortune, but we're going to talk about him the next couple of minutes. Montreal Canadiens prospect, the best of the week, Mr. Tom. Owen Beck hat trick yesterday with the Peterborough. They come back in the game to win the W. And then Florent Jagger, Mr. Top, this week,
The
three
other
goals,
Jack guy.
4 points, and he have 10 goals in the OHL. We have to give credit for the young man, Jakai, doing well.
Yeah.
Lane Hudson have no goal this weekend. Have two assists for Lane Hudson. Boston won the ball game. Fuller got his first shootout in University NCAA this weekend. Lost the game. They won the next game in overtime for Fuller. They are the best players for the Montreal Canadiens prospect overall. Laval lost obviously 2 games this weekend. And it is what it is. But Logan Mailloux scored another goal. I think Mailloux at 2 goals. He's now at 5 goals for Montreal Canadiens. Mr. Tap, at the end of the show, what we do? But we do the preview of the week. And this week, Mr. Tap, he did it after
Mm.
6 weeks. He got right. I'm talking about Luc Lafortune, the winner, Mr. Tap, with 0-3-0 this week. Montreal played 3 games this week. They are on the road Thursday night and on Ducks at 10 p.m. And then Friday night afternoon, Mr. Tap, 3:30 p.m. And then Saturday again, the Kings, they play at 4 p.m. Ball game at Mr. Tap. I'm going to be tired already. I'm not sure. But that's what's happening on the prediction of the week. We'll see who's going to be the winner. Again, the only one predict 0-3-0 last week is Luc Lafortune. AK, it was at 0-2-1. And many of you as 1-1-1, 1-1-1, 2-1. And that's what we got last week. So, Mr. Tap, you are starting the week number 7. What is your prediction of the week for Montreal Canadiens?
Well, you got one, two, all three of these games are on the road, as you said. The problem is you're playing Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday. So that's going to be tough, even though, you'd like to say there's a couple of winnable games here, you would think. I mean, Anaheim's been playing better as of late, and we're seeing a different side to them. You know what? I'm going to go with, wow. Let me go with 1-1-1
You're
for
back
the week.
again like last week at a 1-1-1. Mr. Tap, great point
Yeah.
about this one there. Um, can the sunshine helping the Montreal Canadiens, Mr. Tap, in California? All right. Last again,
Sometimes
the
it helps,
Kings.
sometimes it hurts. That's the problem.
Yeah, your 1-1-1 is the logic of the week, right? This makes sense when you said
Yeah,
that about
yeah.
that one over there, right? Can Anaheim beat the Montreal Canadiens? Can Montreal select about this? I will go this week, Mr. Tap, 1-2-0. That will be my prediction of the week for that. JSM go with 3-0. Mr. Tap, 3W for Mr. JSM. Abination go with 3-0, Mr. Tap. GSM and Abination go with 3-0, Mr. Tap. And we can give
Where's
0-3
Luke?
already for Luc Lafortune, Mr. Tap.
Oh, 0-3, I know.
I know.
Luke,
You
what's
know
your
already,
prediction
right?
then?
Ron go with 1-2-0 for Ron 20 about this one there. Patrick Leblanc go with Patrick won a couple of weeks ago. 2-1-0 for the Montreal Canadiens. It makes sense. Merci. Alan Veaco, see you tomorrow. Mr. Alan, Alan, give us your prediction. Oh, Mr. Tap, Luc Lafortune. 0-2-1, Mr. Lartick. He sees something we
Un
don't see,
miracle.
Mr. Lartick. Mr. Lartap.
He gave us a point. Okay.
He gave a point. He gave some hope, Mr. Nartap, about that one there. Gary Connery go with 1-1-1, Mr. Gary Connery go with an Nartap. And Randy go follow me about that one over there. We're going to give Randy with 1-2-0. Joe Manila. Here we are, Mr. Nartap is the first one. Joe Manila is
Oh,
at
3-0.
0-3-0. Don't forget, guys, to click on the like. If you don't do it, that'd be great. Maurice Robillard go with a 1-1-1. Maurice Robillard is with Gary Conway and Mr. Nartap. Real Deal Prim RDP go with me and Randy Walkman about this one there. Roger Collette go 3 loss. Roger Collette now follow Joe Manella, Mr. Nartap. Roger, I believe, is the first time does his projection of the game. And 1-2 for Adam Vayanko, Mr. Nartap. We got that one. I'm going to give up I'm going to get that one. Look, he's optimist. Here we go. Look, he's optimist. They gave a point for the Montreal Canadiens this week about that. Sur la table, Régent, he missed one game, Régent. He gave 1-1. Maybe have a forfeit game, Mr. On Tap, or a game is on what's going on right there. Mr. On Tap. Régent, you need to give us 3 games if you want to give us your update of the night about that one with them. What a great night, Mr. On Tap, at the Hockey Nation Night Show. I apologize. We give you a 6 extra minute tonight on that
It's
one.
okay. It's always good. It's always a
Léo
lot of fun.
Renault, Mr. On Tap, go with 0-3, Mr. Léo Renault, go with 0-3. A lot of people start to follow. So look at person. Look, he play an upper cup tonight with 0-1, the winner of the contest last week. Welcome, everybody. Thanks so much for your participation tonight. But we want to thank the Sir in our tap. He show up 2 times per week. That we give great knowledge about hockey and great fun to be a friend within our tap. Not with me, but also with the people in the chat. That's the reason the people like you. Régent, Mr. Tap is confirmed. He follow you. Régent, go with 1-1-1, Mr. Tap. But before we leave, Mr. Tap, we want to remind everybody, you are awesome. You are amazing. You are the best. And remember, you have greatness inside of you. He has greatness inside of him. That's what he does every single time. And we want to thank Mr. Tap Régent with the super chat tonight. Thanks so much, Régent, for contribution to the Hockey Nation Live Show. Don't forget, tomorrow night we are back. And then, until then, my friend and Mr. After, we want to thank all the moderators of the Hockey Nation Show was us tonight. Jose Luciano and Run with Kings was with us tonight. And then we want to thank everybody. Click on the likes. Everybody participate at the great conversation. It was a fun night, Mr. Nafta, because the Alouette, all the winner of the Cup, great. A lot of fans in the chat tonight about the Alouette. Patrick Leblanc was really active. JSN was active. Abination. Joe Maneda was really active with great conversation. And we want to thank the one who really not active, would be quiet, but they join us every single night, talking about Luc tonight, talking about Claude Richard, Kerry Conway, and many others. You make good friends at that channel because each one of you, that's the reason we come back every single night. We wish an amazing, great week, everybody. This is the Thanksgiving week in USA. And don't forget the big show Thursday night at 9 o'clock the end. This is the 3rd edition of the Turkey Awards Hockey Nation. We're going to be that one Thursday night 9 o'clock. Some people will pop up and give us your vote. Don't forget to join us. We'll be back with the locker room contest. Maybe not this week because Montreal play Thursday night, Wednesday night, right?
They play Wednesday, Friday, Saturday.
There you go. Or maybe we're going to skip that one, Mr. Tap. Until the next time, Mr. Tap, be well, be healthy. Find a way not only donate your day, but find a way to donate the second half of what, Mr. Tap?
You're 2023.
He's right about that. He did it again. Have an amazing, great night, Mr. Tap. I will see you next time. Good night.
And Coach, not Hockey Nation.
Here we go. It was Mr. Tap and join us tonight. Everybody, we want to remember you one more thing. Hockey Nation and the Habs Nation want to tell you one more thing. We love you, people. Have an amazing, great night, great weeks, everybody. And Luc Lafortune, have an amazing, great weeks. Of course, followed by RJ Calabro with all the update he brings on the table every single night. And that's conclude the show. Thanks for watching another Hockey Nation Weekly Recap. And, of course, booyah!